Welcome back everybody to another video, and this is about a topic na many of you have been asking me about, which is money. Okay? Let me give you what I have learned throughout my lifetime. Because dati, lagi kami talagang sabay-sabay kumain ng daddy ko, mommy ko, kuya ko at ako. Apat lang kami, and we would eat in the dining area of my parents' bedroom. And daddy would talk about, his investments, and particularly real estate. Apparently, I paid a lot of attention because my mom really just, whatever. She wanted to do business like this, and she would do it, her bags and her, But, she used to make bags and luggage and shoes out of water lily. And she had chemical concoction na hindi naluluma o umaamag yung water lily niya. And she would export pa to other countries. And then someone made her gaya and did not treat the water lily correctly. So nadamay siya dahil inamag yung kanila, nasira ang reputasyon ng water lily business dito. So si mama parang nadamay yung business niya. But she was doing so well. Pero back to this, ang talaga natutunan ko was real estate. My father made his fortune mainly sa real estate. Building, selling, or I remember when we were small, San Lorenzo Village in Makati, we had 3 homes there, one by one, no? Nakatira kami sa isang lugar, tapos merong makakagusto ng bahay dahil mag-i-improve ang daddy ko, bibilin. So lipat na naman kami. And then, after the 3rd house, we moved to Dasmariñas Village, which was very, very new. We moved there when it was newly opened in the 70s. Na nasa 150 pesos pa lang yata per square meter, hulugan pa. So, ang Pasay Road noon, yung Arnaiz Avenue noon, puro talahib pa yan noon. EDSA was like a 2-lane road, and we would cross it kasi yung Dusit Hotel ngayon, dito sa Makati, used to be talahib lang na pag Christmas season, ginagawang karnabal. So we would cross the street, and the fast food center and Quad, I remember, were the first real structures there aside from SM, yung shoe store talaga na may butas pa dyan na, they're already, Dulcinea, Anson's Emporium, a small one. My dad's barbershop was there. So I grew up in this area. Makati Supermarket was our favorite hangout. My brother's and my favorite hangout. We loved the spaghetti and the hamburger steak there. And I remember becoming so fascinated with the gift wrapping that pinapanood ko talaga. Tapos bibili ko yung mga pinsan ko ng mga plastic toys. Kasi ang dami doon noon, kompleto pag supermarket. And mas mahal pa minsan yung gift wrapping ko kaysa toys. Pero pinapanood ko. So I wrap very neatly, and my mother, when I was in grade school, would wait for me to come home from school pag yung kailangan niya magpa-wrap ng gift para sa ambassador or something, kasi neat ko mag-wrap. Very minimal use of tape, yung ganun. Anyway, going back to our topic, which is money. Actually, our house in Dasma was already our 2nd house there. The first house we had was on Carissa Street, yung katabi ng San Agustin, Colegio de San Agustin. And wala kami halos kapitbahay noon. My dad was building the house, and I would go and watch, and he would just, talk to me about, kita mo yung bakal na yan, that's 2 inches in diameter. Minsan, dadayahin ka ng kontratista, sabihin 2 inches yan, pala 1 lang. So, all of that kind of stuff. Grade school lang ako noon. And then, wala pa kaming 2 years dun sa bahay na yon or 1 year. Kakagawa lang. May tumawad na naman. Kasi may magaling ang daddy ko sa ganun magaling siyang gumawa. Nangingialam sa arkitekto. So, nabili na naman yung bahay. Which is how I managed to live in Pasay City for 8 months sa Tolentino Street. Doon ako unang nakakita ng mga yung sari-sari stores, doon ako unang nakatikim ng maruya. Kasi umupa kami ng bahay doon. And doon ako nagkaroon ng maraming kaibigan. Tapos merong friend mami ko na malapit lang sa bahay namin. Nakikitinda ako ng mga fruits niyang santol at bayaba. So, enjoy na enjoy ako dahil nagbibenta lang siya sa may gate niya. And I made so many friends na mga batang nandun na naglalaro sa kalye na doon ko nakita hindi naman pala lahat. Akala ko laking village. So anyway, when we finally moved to our home in Paraiso Street, where, it was our home for over 40 years before my mama sold it, just a couple of years before she passed away. So wala na si daddy noon, umaalog-alog na siya sa bahay. May kanya-kanyang buhay na rin kami ni kuya. So when she sold that, nagkataon that same year, I sold our home in Wakwak because we planned on building our forever home sa bandang Laguna, which was our weekend house talaga and could not fit all of us and all our stuff. So I had that home demolished in Laguna and Wakwak had been sold. Then later on, we decided na since we had this already, this condo, so that home remains demolished. But I don't know if I should just divide the lots and give them to each of my children or if we should build something there. But we have the farm now in Alfonso, Cavite, which is close to our home there in Santa Rosa, what used to be our home. And now we're happy here in Makati because it's the perfect size for us. We have 2 units, but the other unit holds lots of stuff while we live in this unit, which has 4 bedrooms. So, going back, investment. I talk about real estate because it's really where I put most of my earnings. All those years now. My father and mother were like this. They never touched my money when I was growing up. From the time I did Tawag ng Pag-ibig to Mr. DJ to Dear Heart to until I got married the first time around. When I got married that first time, my father just gave everything to me in the form of a check, walang bawas. And I was already responsible with money actually. Kahit ng grade school, ginagaya ko yung isang classmate ko na yung bond paper, dodrawingan niya, sinastaple niya, nagiging notebook, kasi benta namin kahit 25 centavos. Yung entrepreneur na ako, maliit pa ako. But I really learned a lot about real estate from my dad. Later on, he went into building or buying apartments and improving on them. Yung mga 6 doors na ganyan mga lumang apartments, miski paano, i-improve niya ng konti, tapos papaupahan, or building, napapaupahan, or, I learned all these things kasi I was really interested in it. And by God's grace, si Conrad Onglao, the honey of Shasha, and my architect dapat for our new house in Santa Rosa, na hindi pa natutuloy, said, and well, he and a few other people like Mother Lily a long time ago, they said I had a knack for real estate because I really have always invested in the primest of prime. Natutuwa ko nun kasi, ewan ko, daddy ko ganun, pero ako, alam ko by instinct, yung mga lugar na alam kong tataas or kailangan yung properties ko prime, hindi ako basta-basta bumibili, ganun. So, minsan pag kailangan mo na ibenta matagal kasi sobrang prime mahal. But, yung tumatagal ba? Now, so, meron utang na okay. There's good utang and there's bad utang. Anong bad utang? Bad utang is umuutang ka dahil kailangan mo magbayad para sa mga luho mo or bisyo mo. Wala akong ganon ever. Lahat ng meron ako, pinag-ipunan ko at yung unang-unang inutang ko sa bangko, kasi dati bibili ako mag-i-invest ako yung unang condo na binili ko sa Pacific Plaza dito sa Ayala Avenue because I was renting a unit in Twin Towers and for 5 years yung inuupahan ko. I was blessed with such a good landlord. I learned so much about being a good landlord myself. So when they started building the first Pacific Plaza, kasi meron naman yung sa BGC, but the first was on Ayala Avenue, right beside Twin Towers. I bought it, hinulugan ko for I think 3 years, yeah. And then, dahan-dahan yun. Tapos pinaupa ko, dati lagi may mga expat na umuupa. So I had income from that. And then, ito lang natutunan ko later on. May nagsabi sa akin na real estate expert na ang lifespan daw ng condo is about 14 years kung di mo titirahan. So if you bought a condo for investment, because there's a glut in ang dami-daming condos, mas marami yung supply kesa sa demand. So, but they keep popping up. So, lagi may bago, di ba? Unlike a house na pwede mong i-renovate, palitan sa labas, ganyan, a condo will stay there hanggang maluma na siya, and some people will want the new condos, I think, no? So, 14 years, siguro before you hit 14 years, ibenta mo na if you're just investing in it na ipapaupa mo. Ngayon, doon naman, let's start from the basics. Tandaan niyo po ito, ang tao hindi yumayaman sa kinikita niya lang. yumayaman tayo sa naiipon natin. Kasi it doesn't matter kung kinikita mo ay 10,000 a month, tapos ang gagastusin mo naman ay 8,000. At yung kalahati nun ay luho. Siyempre, meron naman, naiintindihan ko yung ang necessities pa lang nakakaubos na ng kita. But if you can swing it, you really have to pay yourself first. Ipon ka muna. Malaki nga kinikita mo, kunyari, yung iba malaking kinikita, pero gastos ng gastos. I became guilty of that a few years ago, but I went back to my old ways because it makes me more secure. And, from before, like kung sinasabi, kunyari, Mercedes-Benz, but wala akong Mercedes-Benz. Kasi gusto ko van eh. Yun ang personality ko. If I had to choose a car that I would drive, I would probably choose a Jeep. Like a Range Rover or something. Or a Hummer that they don't make anymore. But, that's my personality. Hindi ako yung, kailangan kotse ako. My dad that was his passion, cars and watches. I think sinundan ko at namana ko yung passion niya para sa relo kasi nag-appreciate. Because I like nice watches. So, pag kotse, hindi masyado kasi hindi nag-appreciate ang kotse. So, my dad had all kinds. He had Cadillacs and a Benz here, a BMW there, a Rolls Royce here, So, never ako nagkaroon ng dun sa, ako lang yung nakaupo, tsaka yaya ko, tsaka driver, na kami lang apat sa kotse. Ayoko nang ganon. Gusto ko yung kasya yung gamit ko, komportable ako. I've always preferred a van. So, I also got a coaster that my son Miguel enjoys now pag nag-field trip sila. Anyway, so, that's one thing. Ipon ka muna. One thing I need to tell you about, because it is true, in the Bible, wala kasing manual ang buhay. Wrong. Life's manual is really, para sa akin as a Christian, in the Bible, we have the commandments. Apart from that, the main word, the key word to everything is to obey. Which of course we don't always get to do because we're human beings, we make mistakes, we commit sins, and God, I think, understands that as long as we keep saying sorry and trying our best to be obedient. I figure when I obey, my life is so peaceful. When I forget about, I follow my own passion, my emotions, kasi galit ako or may nanakit sa feelings ko, your instant reaction is to get back at them. I have learned to just take it slow, and not make any decisions pag galit ka or sobra kang saya. So, pag sobra kang lungkot, don't make any major decisions. Even getting back at someone is a decision. Ngayon, pag pinapasa Diyos ko lahat, parang ang gaang ng buhay ko. One thing I like to do, pag meron akong kinikita, small or big, nasa Biblia to is to tithe. Anong tithing? Nagbibigay ka sa simbahan. Usually, and the utos is 10% of your earnings. I have really, parang pag kumita ka, na menos yung komisyon, na menos yung taxes, na menos yung whatever's left with you, doon ako kumukuha ng 10% na binibigay ko talaga sa church. And it doesn't go to just one church because lalo nung malaking at laging may kita, kung gano'n kahit di ko iniisip ganyan, may dumadating sobra yung blessings nung at the height of my earning power. I still make, very good earnings now, but there was a time, syempre, I was younger and I had more commercials, more movies, more whatever, more of everything. And sometimes I would have checks in my wallet na hindi ko pa nadideposito, ganito na pala kalaki. So I would always give to churches na nangangailangan, syempre my own church, and then I would have love offerings too. And by nature, talagang I like helping. But I have learned now na tayo rin ang stewards ng, parang tayo yung binibigyan ng Diyos ng, tayo yung magdidesisyon. Pag steward ka, ikaw yung parang OIC ng blessing sa'yo. So you have to make good decisions. Where to put that money, who to share that money with. Kasi yung mabibigay mo sa naloloko ka lang pala at ilang beses na po ako naloko, ay sana maitutulong mo pa sa talagang nangangailangan. And you have to choose also because as much as you want to, you really cannot save the world although you wish, diba, you could. Well, I'm that kind of person. I wish I could, but I have accepted I cannot. But I help as much as I can. I still have obligations, but I'm blessed that I don't lose sleep over them anymore. And it's true that when you trust in God 100% and surrender everything, He makes a way. Pag inaako mo yung responsibilidad at yung problema, lalong lumalaki yung problema mo. Take it from me. Take it from me. Huwag niyong i-ignore yung tithing. Kasi utos po yun. It's really God's money. It's on loan to you. So, irespetuhin mo yung fact na yun na ito ay blessing. Binigay niya, baka nga pinahiram lang. Ibalik mo sa Kanya. I like giving to Christian churches, especially struggling ones, and particularly my church. And I love two churches that I've attended, Word Community Church and New Life, okay? So, New Life in Alabang. And apart from that, pag merong churches noon na, uy, nahihirapan yung ito, baka, sure. Kasi sa akin, it's helping to spread the word, to spread God's word. And also, it's your way of glorifying Him because He's blessed you with so much. At huwag niyo isipin na yung mayayaman lang dapat ang gumagawa niyan. Kahit sino pong tanungin niyo na sumusunod sa utos na yan, tignan niyo po, miski paano umaasenso kahit nagtitinda ng turon o lumpia at nakakaalala magbigay sa simbahan, totoo po, napaka-ano po talaga, napaka-totoo nung pag nag-tithe ka, ganun talaga nangyayari, binibless ka niya lalo kasi you have faith in His word and you're doing His will. So that's so important to me, tithing, 10% of your earnings. And then, like I said, ipon. Ngayon, ang alam ko, having talked to lots of financial experts, especially with people like Francisco Colaico and our friend Buboy Ringler, who's not only a lawyer but an accountant, huwag agad papasok sa negosyo. Unless alam mo ang labas-pasok ng negosyong to at meron kang money na pwedeng isugal doon, huwag agad-agad. Kasi maraming stories about, lalo na mga magigiting na OFWs, di ba? Pag uwi nila, biglang, may magyaya. Pare, sali kasi negosyong to, sumali, naubos lahat yung pinaghirapan ng ilang taon. Kasi hindi mo naiintindihan. Ako, I've always been a conservative investor. Ngayon, meron akong portion ng savings ko, ng earnings ko na nakukuha kong mag-high risk. Kunyari, I don't know about stocks, so I get an expert when I want to invest in stocks. And pag malaki yung investment, hayaan mo na sila, mas alam nila yon. But I'd rather have control over most, if not all, of my earnings. So, for me, that's real estate. Hindi naman kailangan meron kang bahay sa Urdaneta or sa Forbes or sa Dasma agad or condo. Alam ko, kunyari, a lot of you, wala pang sariling bahay. And that's okay. Kasi ang pag-uupa, hindi naman pagtatapon ng pera yan. I rented my condo unit in Twin Towers for 5 years kami ni Casey when my first marriage broke up. And I learned a lot in those 5 years. Kasi remember, it's like paying for a service. It's paying for a roof over your head. So, hindi talaga pagtatapon. But of course, in the long run, mas maganda yung may sarili ka. So kahit gaano kaliit, you have to take pride in the fact na kaya mong, pag may kaya ka na, meron ka ng opportunity, may trabaho kang matino, kahit konti, kahit maliit, one bedroom studio, or kahit maliit na bahay mapagawa mo, marami mong kaibigan na ganyan, na hairstylist, or makeup artist, or sino man no, na nag-umpisa sa humble na trabaho, tapos dahan-dahan nakakaipon kasi pag meron ka ng ganito, pwede may sarili ka na, nagtrabaho ka pa, o pati asawa mo at mga anak mo nagtatrabaho, may pwede naman kayong magsosyo at bumili ng isa pang property na pwede niyong paupa, hanggang lumaki yun ng lumaki. So, pagdating ng araw, tataas ang value nun, bibenta nyo, kumita pa kayo. At may umupa, ang lakas ng hangin, grabe, may bagyo talaga. Okay, narinig niyo ba yun? Grabe. So that's one thing. Huwag agad papasok sa negosyo. Ang talagang mga stable dyan, food, clothing, shelter. Okay, pagkain. Pero ang pagkain, madetalye at mabusising negosyo. Kung may talent kayo sa pagluluto, kunyari, ako talaga, awa ng Diyos, okay yung buhay ko. Pero noon ko pa sinabi nung 90s sa interview ko sa People ba with Mrs. Jelon na parang di ako magugutom kasi marunong ako mag-banana cue, magturon, yung ganun ba? Whatever you want na, like my children, when they want to buy something, Miguel sells ice candy. Gumagawa sila dito, kinokos ng yaya niya. Tapos pinupunan namin yung gusto niyang bilhin, yung kulang pa. Pero they know the value of money. When Frankie and Miel were small, Frankie would sell turon and banana cue. either sa office ng daddy nila or wherever. And Mia would sell banana milkshakes pag merong bazaar-bazaar noon sa bahay namin sa Laguna. You know, my kids don't get everything just like that, no? Si Casey, tinuruan ko rin. Nung gumraduate ng college, lahat ng inipon niya na ininvest ko, binigay ko sa kanya in the form of a check or two, kasi may ibang currencies. Kung depende sa exchange rate, pinapalipat ko, pinapakonvert ko, but I gave it all to her na walang bawas. So, and she listened to me too, so she has real estate investments, so that's really good. Do not invest in things you do not understand. So, basta food, clothing, shelter, yan ang pinaka-stable. Shelter, real estate. Okay, bahay, lupa, na pwedeng tayuan. Tapos, yan ang mga basic. Food, syempre, pagkain. Kaya kahit karinderya lang, or if you have one specialty food, kunyari lasagna, or macaroni, or something that you can sell, mag-Instagram lang kayo and you get orders if you want to stay at home. I used to do that with my cakes, yung carrot cakes ko. There was a time no one knew I was the one baking them and I was supplying a restaurant. So, I had that because I had time on my hands noon. Hindi ako masyadong busy. Ang taba ako and I was doing it. Mami, lumabas na yung sarap ng carrot cake ni Sharon. So, and that happened kasi ang daming recipes ng carrot cake. I tested several and I picked the best one and I tweaked it sa panlasang Pinoy kasi hindi sobrang tamis ang gusto natin. And then my frosting, this is, you know, so babawasan ko dito, dadagdagan ko dito, and it became a unique uniquely flavored cake that everyone loves now. So I hope to motivate myself back to the kitchen, back into my kitchen, because I kind of lost when my mama passed away. Bihirang-bihira na ako magluto. If you have a specialty food, yun lang yun, i-costing nyo paano. Ang ingredients nyo, bibili kayo kunyari ng pasta, kunyari lasagna noodles. Magkano bili nyo doon? Gagamitin nyo ba yung buong yon for gaano kalaking, maraming aluminum pans na, foil pans na nagagamit na kasing laki ng mga Pyrex, diba? Kung magbibenta ka, it's best to use those. They're disposable, but since we're Pinoy, we can reuse them. So, okay, foil pans na measure nyo kung gaano karami dun sa ingredients na kailangan ng recipe ang kakailanganin nyo. Tapos, do not ignore the cost of your labor. You can add another 100% kasama na yung gas o electricity na ginagamit sa oven o stovetop, materyales sa packaging, kasama na yung pan, at syempre ingredients, ang gagawin nyo doon, i-measure nyo kung gaano at compute nyo kung ganito ganito karami yung pastang kailangan ko, so ganito, or hindi mo ubos lahat, so ilang portions lang, so ito yung costing divided by, ganon. Kung cake, ilang cups ba ng flour ang nasa isang bag ng flour na ganitong size, or kung may weighing scale kayo, mas mabuti. Tapos, i-divide nyo na naman ilang cups ang kailangan sa recipe nyo. Ganun ang gagawin nyo lang. Yun ang costing. And then, don't ignore your labor. Kasi your labor is worth something. Hindi mabubuo yun kung walang trabaho nyo. And then, banana Q, Diyos ko, turon on the side, di ba? Ako, may nagtatanong sa akin, what about franchising? I'm not so hot and heavy on franchising unless you really are knowledgeable about the restaurant business. Kasi nangyayari yung franchisors ang kumikita, ikaw hindi lagi. So if you don't understand the business, don't get into it. Dream ko magka-restaurant, but since I don't know how to run it, and I know it's very time consuming, it takes 100% of your devotion and your time and your you have to be eagle-eyed kasi merong pagnanakaw, merong the way that yung safety at health standards kailangan na maintain, yung cleanliness, yung service, okay ba? If you don't have the time for that, please don't get into it. Start small. If you like baking or making casseroles, pasta dishes, you can sell them. There are many on Instagram and Facebook. Makikita nyo kumikita sa ganon. Home cooked meals na kahit magaling kayo magluto, minsan gusto nyo ibang panlasa na hindi sobrang mahal, marami po dyan. So you can do that by yourself. That's a nice thing. Kung mahilig naman kayong bumiyahe around Asia, alam nyo kung saan bibili, like yung mga markets in Bangkok, let's say you get okay or good quality clothing na hindi sobrang mahal, you can do that. Benta nyo dito, may patong na kasi you have to consider the price of your plane ticket unless you have a lot of miles in your mileage bank, then magastos din yon, pati yung hotel mo, expenses mo, maraming ganon. Or sabi nila, mura sa Taytay at sa Divi. Meron ako mga kilala ng mga storya na babasa ko noon pa, magazine articles na bibili ng mga, not everybody kasi has the patience, the time, lalo na sa traffic ngayon, to go as far as Taytay or to Divisoria and buy, have the patience to go through kung ano-anong mga pieces of clothing doon para i-resell. Pero maraming willing bumili sa inyo kasi hindi lahat nga gusto rin mag-shopping na ganun kalayo at daanin yung traffic. If you're willing to go through that, maganda ring idea yon. Ang akin is, always start small. Hindi lahat ng kinita mo, ibubuhos mo. Para pag hindi nag-workout, hindi ganun kasakit. Meron ka pang extra. Tapos, I have never ever gone into gambling. Ayoko yon, yung bisyo, pagsusugal, or ano man yung kawawala mo ng pera na walang saysay. It's so sad, di ba? I'd rather save the money, tapos kung kaya mo nga mag-save ng walang utang, mas mabuti. But why are banks there? It's okay, may interest. Kung isipin mo yung interest, merong ano yan eh. Especially if it's real estate. The first utang I ever took out was for my home in Wakwak before. In Mandaluyong, Wakwak Village. It was a big amount. And my loan was for 5 years. I was able to pay it off in 3. Kasi ayoko may utang. Pero see, you're able to enjoy this piece of property and make improvements on it if you have extra money. Nang kumukuha ka pa ng pera at hinuhulugan mo. Kaya yung interest, okay lang yun kasi oras yung inutang mo eh. Oras, ma-enjoy mo to ng mas maaga habang nagbabayad ka doon. And you know, if you have your earning capacity, alam mo yun. So that's, that's a safe investment. But as they say, kung makakaipon ka naman at di ka nauutang, talagang the best naman yon. Pero hindi lahat tayo ay pwedeng ganon. Pero after that first time na nagka-courage akong umutang at nabayaran ko, wala na akong takot. Basta alam mo na meron kang trabaho at meron kang earning power sa kahit anong investments mo, may paupahan ka or something, at ito ay makaka-cover sa expenses mo na pagbayad ng utang at na may interest, okay lang yon, good utang yon. Ang bad utang is uutang ka kasi may utang ka dahil sumugal ka or may luho ka. Inuuna yung social, di ba yung, anong tawag dyan, mga status symbols inuuna kaysa dun sa mga necessities. I've never been like that. So, hindi ako bibili ng isang Mercedes-Benz unless kaya akong bumili ng 10. Parang gano'n. Hindi ako bibili ng mahal na bag unless kaya akong bumili ng mas marami nun. Isa lang bibilin ko muna. Yung gano'n ba? Yung kung ano yung kaka-happy mo. Remember this rule. Money is not evil. It's people who are evil. Money, on the other hand, never become a slave to your money. You make money your slave. I like money. Why? Because money allows me, and it's hard-earned money, it's honest work that I earn this money from. So your money it allows you to give your loved ones gifts or go on, you make memories with your family na mag-travel kayo, kahit dito lang sa Pilipinas or dyan lang sa resort, dyan sa malapit, sa Antipolo, wherever na you make memories. Kasi pagdating ng araw, mamamatay na tayo, hindi mo na maisipin, ako yung building ko sa ay yung condo ko, ay yung bahay. Isipin mo, ay ako yung mga anak ko, yun ang ating ano. So always, if you respect money, pero hindi mo sinasamba, parang paru-paro yan, lalapit sa'yo. Pag ikaw humabol sa puro-puro dahil tawag nga nila doon ay mukhang pera, lalayo sa'yo yun. At kung ikaw ay magnanakaw ng pera para lang mabili mong gusto mo, babalik sa'yo yun. At sana sa'yo bumalik, hindi sa mga pinakamamahal mo sa buhay. So kahit I will choose konting pera na honestly and hard-earned kesa dun sa hindi naman iyo kinuha mo. Kautusan din yun, thou shalt not steal, di ba? So, it's, if you just obey the rules. And you work hard kasi, sorry, meron kasi parang, doon ako lalapit sa may pera kasi nagmimigay naman yan, ganyan-ganyan. Nawawalan ka na ng dignity at hindi ka na gumagalaw ng sarili mo. Merong mga taong ganun, and that's very sad. Like, we don't spoil our children kasi you're also giving them life skills. Pag wala na kayo, marunong silang maghanap buhay. So, kahit maliit lang, yun muna po ang gawin nyo. The safest ones, pagka nagtatrabaho pa kayo, especially if you're young, you know, if you're like 20 or 30, in your 20s or 30s, mas yayaman pa kayo sa amin na matagal na nandito if you start managing your money correctly. Dahil, you have the gift of youth and all the years to come. And there's such a thing as the power of compounding. Ano yun? Naglagay ka sa bangko, hindi mo ginalaw yung pera, may interest, di ba? Yung 100 mo, kunwari next, in a couple of months, magkano na yon, papatungan pa ng interest na kinikita at papatong at papatong at papatong. The safest is to go into time deposit with a bank with 30 days, 60 days, 90 days na hindi mo gagalawin kung nandyan lang naman yung extra money mo, kesa papasok ko sa negosyo na hindi mo naintindihan at sinusugal mo. Ngayon, kung talaga natuto ka, you did your homework, then go, by all means, sige, mag-start ng maliit na negosyo. Marami po ako na-interview na ganyan sa show ko noon na nag-start ng maliit, like yung mga pastel sa Cagayan de Oro, di ba, no? Na-interview ko po yung nag-umpisa, wala silang oven nun, so sa lata nila na binibake yung sa lata ng mga gatas noon at open fire. Nagawa nila yun. Tapos ngayon, it's a big, big company with so many branches and outlets. So that's an example. It's a good example of a good food business. Start small, aralin nyo lahat, tapos kung gusto nyo palakihan, sige. Pero, ganun kasimple. Huwag agad-agad papasok sa negosyong di naiintindihan. Kahit may tiwala ka sa tao, minsan yun ang money. Actually, it's not the money. It's people na pag nag-iwan ka ng parang temptasyon para sa kanila, they take advantage of it. Sabi nga nila, malalaman mo ang tunay na pagkatao ng kaibigan mo or kasamahan mo pag meron ng perang involved. So, nakakalungkot pag because of money may nasisirang relationship, diba, or friendship, or pagtitiwala. Sabi ng mami ko noong ganito, if you lose your money, you lose a lot. If you lose your friends, you lose more. You lose everything. So, pag pera yung topic ng pagkasira ng pangalan mo, kakahiya, di ba? So, nobody's perfect. Lahat tayo may pagkakamali sa buhay. Ano ba mga downfall nyo? Ako puso. habang lumalaki actually. Nung bata pa ako, habang yung heart ko, ganyan. Kapahamakan minsan na, gano'n. Parang na-broken-hearted na naman ako or ganyan. And then Kiko came along. Sa ating iba naman ay pera. Pag meron ng ay mabibili ko na yung gusto kong shoes or yung bag o yung relong gusto ko pag nakuha ko to. So kahit di iyo, matatempt ka dahil nandyan lang. Nangyari na sa amin yan, sa mga daddy ko at sa akin at sa aming lahat. So ingat lang also. Nasa sa inyo yun kung gusto nyong umasenso. Everybody has a talent and a gift na nung pinanganak tayo, regalo na ni God yun. So, hanapin nyo lang, ano ba yung happy kayo pag ginagawa nyo? Do you like drawing? Maybe you can draw cartoon versions or illustrations of your friends and see kung magugustuhan nila. And later on, they will buy your drawings from you. They will order from you mga siguro sets of stationery if you know how to draw or paint. That's a nice thing. And like, for me, for instance, of course, I've invested in some paintings of masters and, great painters, popular ones, famous ones. But I also have paintings na kasi gusto ko lang. Nagustuhan ko lang siya kahit walang pangalan yung gumawa. At I proudly display them along with the more valuable paintings. But whatever is beautiful in my eyes will be in my home. And I have very simple, and I have kids, so I have to put covers on my furniture because my kids are my little boy. They're still small. small, so I want them to enjoy the house. I love them more than our home, more than where we live. So, right, love? Always children first before material things. So, they're more valuable to me than my furniture, obviously. I really don't care.
I
Right?
have a car what I can ride, but sometimes I crash into things.
Yeah, and then we have them fixed, right?
Yeah.
And when you break a toy,
I don't know.
we don't always buy you a new one.
Yeah,
See?
sometimes I just fix it. Like,
Yeah.
like the car, it broke down because there's like a wire problem.
Mhm.
I got it fixed again.
He's talented that way.